Been a while since I did one of these. With Holiday Ops being back, I thought it'd be a good idea to kind of bring this series back at least once. Probably once this month and once in January. Just because I know there's a lot of people that are gonna have some extra gold kicking around, and since they probably don't want to spend it on a premium tank for the advent calendar, and they may not want to save it for black market because there may not be anything interesting to them, I figured people might want to make their tanks look a little bit better. So decided to bring this series back in the spirit of the holidays. What I've got for you today is the E75 and the Udes 03. Two tanks that I think people will like. The E75 has all three sides. The Udes 03 has just one. That one side is pretty simple, and it also looks pretty solid. You can use it on other tanks, and I think it's just something cool I wanted to show off. So let's do it. Usually old tanks get power crept. This is an exception because they buffed it back. They buffed a lot of the German heavies back, and it's a very solid tank. A lot of people like it, and it's great for doing designs because the sides are flat and it's huge, so it's very nice for making designs with this stuff. That's why the ST2, or not the ST2, that's why the IS-32 was awesome, because the turret is just, it keeps going. It just keeps going. It was awesome. So anyways, E75. Solid tank. Let's get into it. And there we go. So we're going to start with the summer side. And the first thing you want to do is go to the camouflage tab. Now, Germany has a lot of options for summertime camo, but the one that we're going to pick is all the way on the right. The one transparent camo pre-war. It's this interesting brown camo, but you'll see why we're using it in a second. Obviously with these, I still want you to get the camouflage bonus, because why else would you put camo on if you didn't get the bonus? So take that camo and apply it to the hull and the gun. Then, once you've done that, you can change if you want it to be the 2 or 3 times, or 1 times. Either way, it doesn't matter. I like to just keep it on the 2 times because it still looks nice. Then, for the turret, find the Carnival Day skin. You should have gotten 9 of these for an event that happened about a month or 2 ago. You should get 9 of them. We're going to use one of them here on the turret. For this, I actually do change this 2 or 3 times, but you can change it to 1 or 2. It doesn't matter that much. It's just whatever you think looks the best. Next, you'll want to go over to the decal section. Scroll until you find the Events tab. I believe it's called Festive, or alternatively, you can click one of the buttons at the bottom, whichever one says Insignia. Click that, it should be right there. This is the Wonderland decal, which you get from Holiday Ops 2022 by getting all the large decorations. It's not that hard to get, actually. You get 6 of these, and you're going to use 1 on each side of the hull of the tank. This is why being big and having gigantic flat sides are pretty awesome, because that means you can put these super long decals on the sides. Then, right next to it should be, I believe it's called the Star Drawing decal, or very similar. It's in the Festive tab, and it should be about 6 decal spots away to the left. You're going to put this Star Map Maker, excuse me, I didn't remember what it was called. You're going to put that on the bridge between the upper plate and the top of the tank. Not down here, this right here. And that should be all 3 decals you can put on the summertime camo. From there, what you want to do is go over to the Paints tab, scroll all the way to the right till we reach the non-historical paints, and find the yellow paint, which is named yellow, and put it on your tracks. Then go to blue, which is the dark blue, not the light blue, and put it on your hull. Then the light blue, which is called sky blue, put that on your gun maitlet. Not the gun, not the turret, just the gun maitlet. And then grab orange, which is the one next to the sky blue, and put that on your gun. Then you've got this amazing collection of colors that looks as close as you could really get to the garage without it being an entire garage. Now, emblems and inscriptions is up to you. I wouldn't care much. All I do ask is that if you do change anything with the emblems, take it off the camos completely. Like, click, you can pick whatever you want, but if you don't pick anything, don't leave it as the German army cross. Delete it from the side of the tank. And the fastest way to do that is to click that, and then click the remove from all maps thing. And now you won't have it on summer, winter, or desert, which saves you from doing it in the next two camos. What you've got now is a nice festive camo, albeit a little chaotic for certain people, but for me it looks fine. One thing that does make it stand out, obviously besides all the colors, is the fact that it blends in very nicely with the festive atmosphere you've got going on in the garage. So the front looks like the Ferris wheel, and the sides capture the entire thing all at the same time. So it looks very nice in the garage, but a little dusty on the paint camo garage that is actually floating above the main garage, fun fact, that we just used to paint the tank. But it still looks kind of nice to me. You've got every color you could imagine on one tank, and you can even see the side skirts when you are side scraping and actually playing, which I love having that. A camo looks good from the front, which is cool, but if it looks good from the back, that's even cooler. Coming back into the paint garage now, we're gonna go and do the winter style as well. So we've got a clean canvas to work with here. You're gonna go back to the winter side, and on all three, hull, turret, and gun, you're gonna want to put on this map pattern style. This is the winter style that they gave out from the second iteration of sorts of the recon mode, which is their map testing mode. You get 9 of those. We're going to use 3 of them here. You can use them all and put them all on 1, 2, or 3. I just keep it on 2 because it doesn't matter that much. I also like how this looks the best. For the paints, you're going to scroll down here and select Roofer's Primer, aka red, and put that on the tracks. This may look pretty out of place right now. You'll see what this is about in a minute. It all will come full circle. Then grab cyan in the non-historical section and put it on the gun barrel. This is to match all the other colors of blue on the camo. And if you don't paint it, it looks like this really awkward gray that the German tanks normally are. So putting this color on the end of the gun barrel makes it look a lot cleaner. Then we're going to head on over to the decals. Now this decal is probably one that many of you, or quite a lot of you, don't actually have. This is from the 10 Years of World of Tanks anniversary event that happened years ago. At this point, it was a couple years ago almost. Probably around a year and a half. But it is called the Sacred Valley Reproduction Style. And you can find it in the Events tab, which is this one all the way at the end. The very last dot, the one that says Special. You scroll about... Well, it'll depend on how many events you go through. But you'll see when you get to these flat border ones, it's this one right here. Sacred Valley Reproduction. So you're going to take this one, put it on each side of the tank. You can see we're doing this again. You're going to take it and put it right in the middle, right where you put the previous one. It's amazing to have these really flat tanks work with these. And you can flip it around, preferably not upside down. You can have it either be this way, or you can have it be the other way around. I prefer this way, just because it makes the tank look a little faster, a little more sleek, because the front end is angled the same way with the mountains, and the back end is angled the same way with the mountains. Also, it goes nicely with the cord across the side. Then, go all the way down to the miscellaneous section, and find these. Now, you can put any one of these on that you want. I prefer the dice, because the dice look nice. Good rhymes. The dice look the nicest, in my opinion. What you've got here, essentially, is a perfect color combination with the track paint matching what the trees are in the decal on the side, and the gun barrel paint matching all the colors of the main hull, being all these different types of blues that complement each other very well. And yes, you can see the brown on the side skirts as well. It looks fantastic in a winter setting, and it really breaks up the extremely boring solid white camouflage that you see all too often on winter maps. Which, it was good for real life. Obviously, being painted completely white in this tundra of complete white was very effective as a camo, but in game, it doesn't look that nice. This looks way better. Well, we got two of the three. Spring looks nice, or summer, I guess. Winter looks nice. Now, we gotta make a desert one. Desert one doesn't have actually really any hard pieces to get. So we're gonna come to the desert side, and you're gonna look for the spots camo. These are 50 gold a piece. And you're gonna put this on the hull, the turret, and the gun. Again, you can put 2 or 3 times magnification on the camo. It really doesn't matter. It's whatever. How much you want it to look like burnt lasagna, it's up to you. Then go to paints. Again, same thing we've done before. Find purple yet again. Put it on the tracks. Those of you who have seen the first episode may know where this is going. Then grab either Roofer's primer, again, which is the red, and put it on the gun barrel. And I say either because you can either do Roofer's primer or the one right next to it, Italy base color, which is Italian tank's base color. Put that on the end of the gun barrel. Now, the reason you can pick is because how much tan you want or red you want on the gun barrel is up to you. I put tan because it ends the sequence at the end of the gun barrel. So that's how that works. You can have it be 1, 2, or 3, and it can be any of the sort. Just depends on how much tan you want on the gun barrel. Following the same routine, the next place we're going to go to is the decals. And this nature section right here, go back here, click on this sunset camo. These sell for 44,000 a piece, so even if you're not going to keep them, you can sell them for a pretty penny. These are really easy credits. But they also look really nice, especially on the sides of this E75. The purple fades into the tracks, albeit with a little split there. You can flip these as well, but it doesn't make that much of a difference if you do. I like just keeping them as is because it just keeps it simple. Keep it simple, stupid, as that one guy said who I can't remember. The next thing you're going to do is scroll all the way pretty much to the end of the events tab to find the Kite S Shield decal, aka the Sabaton Shield. This is what you got from the marathon for the Sturv K. You should have these, even if you don't know, and you can't sell them or just delete them. So you absolutely have them if you haven't used them. You're going to put that in the same place as the map drawer. Now, you have this sort of, if that's even possible, medieval looking tank with a shield of sorts. The main armor kind of looks like chain link armor. And now you just have the medieval looking tank, if that's even possible. I really love how this looks, especially in a desert. Obviously, showing off a desert camo in a winter environment isn't an ideal situation, but it still really brings out the colors, which is why I love winter maps, and especially this winter garage. For some reason, it really sticks the colors out more than normal. And it's not just because everything else around it's covered in snow, which makes this really stand out. But winter maps actually make the colors more bold on camouflages, which makes tanks like this really stand out more. Especially little colors like the blue. So even if the reflectivity is high, like on the side where a light is shining right there, the purple really gets brought out from the decal and the tracks. So now that you've pimped out your E75 with a, albeit pretty chaotic, festival-esque summer camo, a pretty sleek and bold winter camo that stands out in the frozen tundra of most winter maps, and a desert camo that looks, if at all possible, like a medieval sort of camo. If you don't see it, I see it, and otherwise it looks good regardless. The colors blend nicely. Let me show you a Udes 03 camo setup that I use all the time now. It's very simple, and it looks very unique, to the point where I haven't seen anyone else do this before. So that's what kind of uniqueness you're getting with this. So today, I'm just going to show you the winter side for this video just today, because my other camo skins for this tank are, well, in my mind, this looks fine, I'm not going to lie. I love how the camo skin looks, and it looks very unique, albeit not simple at all, including like the king with the crown thing going on here, but we're keeping it simple today with the winter style. So what you're going to start off with is the camo, and it pretty much doesn't matter if you pick plain white or either of the two transparent ones, be it the Tour of Duty one, which is Clan Winter, or spotted white, which is the normal transparent one. We'll just go with plain white for now. And it doesn't matter what multiplier you give to this, it's not going to change basically at all. You apply it to the hole in the gun, and it doesn't matter what multiplier you give it. It looks the same, essentially regardless. You can maybe see it go a little, like a couple shades down, but it doesn't matter. Then, go over to the Decals tab. Scroll over until you find the checkered decal. Should be right next to the flags and right before all of the clan emblems and chevrons and everything like that. Take it and apply it on the top on these two sections here, and it covers the entire tank. Now you can flip these so that it looks completely checkered, so you have a checkerboard camo. Or you can do what I do, and instead pick the oversized load hash lines, which are the selection right next to the checkered sign. These diagonal lines here. These are found right after all the electrical and other things, like the no smoking sign. All of those decals. It actually paints the shovel, which I think is pretty funny. But that looks super unique. There isn't a camo style like this in the preset styles menu. And this is super, super cheap. This is 120 gold per decal. Because your third decal is one of your progressive decals. It doesn't matter which one you choose. And then you put it back here on the base of the gun. Now you might be thinking that doesn't look good almost at all. The red really sticks out, and I'll say, you're right. Decals, how they work is essentially the last one you placed will be on top. So this is why it's showing up here. So when you click it and move it, it will show up on top of whatever else is placed there. So in order to change it back, click. Here's a little tip for you. Click both of these. Just click the green so that it shows you the decal that you have equipped. And then click whatever decal it is. And it will essentially replace it exactly how it is. You can see the red here disappeared. I'll watch closely here. You see the red circle right here? As soon as I click this thing in the bottom right, that will go away. Ready? And there it goes. You can still see bits of red, like on the radiator and stuff like that, but it's absolutely not visible whatsoever in any practical manner. And it looks pretty clean as well, because you only have black and white. It looks very unique. I've never seen anything like this in game besides my own tank, and there is no preset style that looks like this whatsoever. Inscriptions and everything could be used, however, any of the ones with a white background doesn't work because the sides are covered in grass or dirt or something. I honestly wouldn't care that much about putting inscriptions or emblems on things, especially not if it isn't a free one. If you have to spend 50 gold for something essentially that small, you might as well spend it on paint or demounting things. You can also paint the gun barrel and the wheels black, although the difference isn't really worth the 40 gold, so I really haven't bothered with it. This whole thing is 50 gold for each camo and 120 gold for each decal. This whole camo setup you're seeing right here costs 340 gold. For something this unique, that is incredibly cheap. And it looks really nice. Artie probably also thinks it looks very nice, so just avoid them. If you do use any of these, do let me know. And I highly encourage you guys to use anything that I make tank design wise, because I really want to see these in a random battle. I want to spot a Udes that has this camo. I want to fight an E75 that has the medieval style on El Haluf or wherever. I want to see these, so if you do use them, tell me in game, or find me on Discord, or just tell me, like, definitely. I really want to see it. This series will probably be revamped so that it's a short. Like, I'll upload these as shorts instead, so you can get in and in 50 seconds have a new summer style for your STB1 or something. Instead of sitting here for 23 minutes and 45 seconds waiting to see what the E75 style is, or whatever that Udes thing I was going to show you. It saves a lot of your guys' time, and it probably makes this series a lot more enjoyable, and it's probably a better system, so I'm going to be doing that. But anyways, that's today's video. Next week, we got a Seabro Grand Prix video coming out for you, so stay tuned.